Okay, Fidel here. So in the last video we showed you making pizza dough with cake flour. Okay, so one of the things to remember about cake flour is that it's not really meant for making breads or, for that matter, pizza, because it's high in starch and it's really meant for soft things. But it is when you say that it's really meant for soft things. What's better than a really soft pizza, right? So we're going to give this a try to see how it works. So I'm going to have to be incredibly gentle with this because this dough was just sitting at mostly room temperature. I did refrigerate it for a little bit because it started to get a little bit big. So I'm just going to loosen this very gently because we don't want to lose too many of the bubbles. Cake flour doesn't rise the same as a bread flour, and that's due to the structure of the. I'm just going to put that upside down for a moment. So the way that cake flour is made, it clumps a lot because it's super fine, but it's made for soft things like if you want soft cookies or cake and things like that, of course. So let's see. Okay, it's starting to come out. Okay, let's give it another second here. So in any case, I'm expecting it to be a little difficult to work with, somewhat. Let's see how we're doing here. Because it's not made with anything with stronger flour. Stronger flour is stronger because it has more protein in it. So this doesn't. So it's going to be incredibly soft. We're going to deal with it anyway. Okay. So. Okay. So you can see it's super soft here and kind of square. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and transfer this onto the oven paper. Very, 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 very soft. So, don't want too much of that. Finish shaping it right here on this oven paper because it is too soft. Okay, we'll go ahead and make a margarita pizza. We're going to put the basil on a little later in the cooking. Oh, this is the wrong size. We want just the plain tomato. This is the plain tomato. A little bit more sauce on that, huh? There you go. Okay, normally we'd put the basil now, but we're going to put the cheese first and we'll put the basil later. So lots of clumps of cheese here and there. Okay, let me wash my hands here real quick. Okay, add a little bit of salt. This is the tomato, just plain tomato. And I want a little bit of Okay, so it seems like my other camera's battery, or not battery, maybe the memory or the disk got filled up right in the middle of making the pizza. So I'll see, I'll have to do some editing and see what I got. But anyway, we come over here. So we have this dough here. I'll just recap. The dough is super soft. It was difficult to handle. I was able to stretch it just a bit, put it on some oven paper. I put some tomato sauce, some fresh mozzarella, and in a moment I'm gonna add some basil and some olive oil, finish off a margarita. And so for now, we got it in the oven safely, and remember this was with cake flour, so I'm gonna bring it out real quick. You can see it mid-bake here. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the basil here, okay, and some olive oil. Okay, send that back into the oven, but I'm going to send it back into the oven without the paper, so we can finish off its baking here. So can you see that in there? Go ahead and watch that bake. Just keep it on there. Okay, let's take that out. I think that's about done there. So that is a margarita pizza made with just cake flour, and there was a little bit of whole wheat flour added. And let's take a look at the bottom. The bottom is browned. We got some nice browning there. Okay, and transfer that to this cutting board. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. It does sound crispy, but it had a lot of water content. So remember, when you add a lot of water, you get a crispier crust. And sounds counterintuitive, but that's the way it is. More water, more crisp. Okay, so we'll let's go ahead and try this. So I'm going to take a plate here and take a look at this this piece here. Let's see. I'm going to show you there. Yeah, it looks quite nice, actually. It looks quite nice. It's like, again, these days we are unable to source regular bread flours, high protein flours, so we're using cake flour. And I'd say that looks pretty nice. And I think I'm going to taste it, so let's see. It's good. It is absolutely delicious. I would have no problem doing this again. If I'm out of regular flour and I just need to make a pizza for lunch or something, this is great. No problem using cake flour. So the big key is watch out when you're spreading it, because it is super soft, and maybe I'll get some video. I think I'll get some video of me stretching the next one. So I wanted to show you just exactly how soft this dough is. I mean, it is soft. It is super soft. Okay, so you can see here, so it's a very soft. So I'm gonna actually push it out a little bit here before I transfer it to directly to an oven paper. Let's keep that guy here. Okay, so I'm just going to finish the stretching right here on the oven paper. Okay. Some of that excess there. Okay. I'm going to add some, this is just some pizza sauce. And make only cheese, so the cheese will get kind of like browned. I kind of like it a bit browned. Some of you don't. You guys like it like really just melted in certain parts. So if that's the case, if you like it like that, put it in with sauce first, and then put the cheese later during the baking. You can do that, but give it a little bit of contrast. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh mozzarella interspersed throughout the pie here. So again, this dough was extremely soft, but I found it marginally, well, just barely manageable. As you can see, we got it onto the paper without a hassle there. So I'm going to add also some Parmigiano Reggiano, because that's what I like. And let's send this guy into the oven. Again, this is made with cake flour, not bread flour. Put that in the oven. Okay, partway through the baking, I'm going to remove the paper and let it finish cooking directly on the baking steel. Okay, as you can see, the despite using cake flour, which is not really a rising flour, a flour used when you really want things to rise, despite that, we're getting plenty of rise, plenty of lift there. It's looking pretty good. And about now, I'll go ahead and take out the paper. Okay, pizza's been in here about 6.5 minutes, getting close to 7 minutes. I think that's pretty much done. It's got decent browning there. Looks pretty good. Okay. And we'll take a look at the bottom in a second here. You can see the bottom there. Got some nice browning there. Looks pretty good. There's a little bit of excess flour, which I try to avoid, but I mean this dough was super soft and it kind of required the flour. And also, as bench flour, I was also using cake flour as bench flour because it would be cheating if I didn't. But I'd say this turned out quite nice, and I would cut this and we'll have another look inside again. Nice and crispy. Okay. Let's see. You can probably see there. Got a nice rise to it. considering this was cake flour. I think it performed well. And with that, that'll be it for this video. Until next video, I hope